Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ibilola Taiwo, and if you're just joining me for the first time, thank you for watching this video. I share with you educative content, my lifestyle, fashion, and beauty, and I'm very sure you're going to enjoy your stay here. And if you have not still hit that subscribe button, please kindly do so now. Yes, thank you very much. So guys, I'm supposed to have done this video like let's say 2 weeks ago now, but let me just say UK has just been happening to me. But we thank God that back here and I'm alive. Yeah, so I can't wait to share this topic as I promised. So please stay tuned and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Welcome back. Thank you for still hanging in there. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please still do so. Yes, I'll keep on talking about it. Yes, support me just like I say every time. And of course, I appreciate everyone that has actually been doing this, and I'm really grateful. God bless you all. So last time we talked about the tier 4 visa, which is the student route, and I said we are going to talk about the work visa in my next video, which I haven't been able to do. And we'll be doing that today, I promise. And I hope you get to enjoy and you gain one or two from today's session. Yes, let's go there. Today we'll be talking about the skilled work visa, which is popularly known as the tier 2. The last time we talked about the tier 4, which is the student route. So this one we won't talk about today is a different package entirely. So for you to qualify for this skilled work visa, number one, you must be able to access an employer that has been approved by the home office here in the UK. Then number two, you need a certificate of sponsorship from your employer, and it must contain the role you are being employed for. Then also the job you are being assigned must also um, be in the list of the eligible occupation here in the UK. So the main question now is that what kind of jobs can I apply for here in the UK? And another question you need to ask yourself again is that are these jobs even are they even easy to come by? So in this video, I'll be talking about two major routes that people are using to come into the UK via the skilled work visa. So stay tuned while I talk about each. Welcome back once again, guys. So let's just go into the main discussion. So I mentioned about two routes previously. So these two routes, they fall under the healthcare route. So number one, the nursing. Number two, care worker. So I'm talking about the care work process. The number one thing you need to do is to go for training. You need to go for training. I won't deceive you. So we have online platforms where you can do this training easily and get a certificate. And once you are done with the training, then you need to go for internship, because if you don't have a physical experience, like a practical experience of the job, it's going to be hard because your employers are going to ask you um about the place you've worked previously, like a reference. Do you understand? So you need to go for an internship, look for hospitals where you can work as an healthcare assistant, or care homes where you can work as a carer. Then you get to learn the basics there, understand how things work, how to care for people, how to be involved in their day-to-day activities, how to just go about the whole job. So it's like, if it's your first time, it's like you learn a new course entirely. So once you're done with the training and the company you worked with, they are fully sure that okay, you are good to go, then of course they're going to give you a reference from wherever you must have done your internship. Then you can now go for your IELTS exams. So for the IELTS exam, you need to ask questions because there are different examinations under this IELTS. So you won't go and do the wrong one. We have academic, we have general, we have different um exams even under the general training. So the one you are doing for you that is coming down to UK, you are doing the UKVI general training. So and it includes the speaking, listening, writing, and reading. So the general and cutoff mark, you must have 4.0. That's overall when it calculates everything. But in each of these subjects, that speaking, reading, you must have at least 4.0 in each. Then the overall should be 4.0 and above. If you have anything lesser than that, maybe you have 3.5 in your speaking, you have 3.5 in your writing, then you have 4.0 in your um maybe your speaking or so, it will sum up to that 4.0. So you need to target the mark, work towards having a higher score. So even if at least anything would happen, you will still have like let's just 5.0 in each of the subjects. So just to play your cards very well. So once you've done your IELTS and you pass, the next thing you need to do is to start looking for a job. So you need to go online. Um, you can there's a whole lot of platform where you can look for job online. You can check on Indeed, like you will get a whole lot there. So you see care homes that are currently recruiting in the UK, and they post vacancy there day to day, and you can just check. You keep checking, apply, you keep applying till you are able to get one that would offer you sponsorship to come down here to the UK. So once you're able to get a company that would sponsor you and they issue you the certificate of sponsorship, then you can now go ahead to apply for your visa. So that certificate of sponsorship is like your ticket to your visa application. So before you go for your visa application, you need to go for your tuberculosis test, then you do your police check as a police clearance. Then what other things do you need? You get your documents ready, your tuberculosis test, your police clearance, international passport, your degree certificate, and you also need your statements of account for your visa application as well. Then your IELTS certificate, that's the original certificate. They won't collect the screenshots from you. So I think these are basically the things that you need to apply for the visa. So once you submit all that and you do the application, you are good to go. Then you have to wait maybe like 1 week, 2 weeks for your visa to be out. So that's just it for the care work routes. Some people will say that okay, to get a job on those online platforms is not easy. Yes, there are some companies that would actually form like an agency that would come to Nigeria as well to like inform people about the availability of job. So they open groups, they would train you, give you everything you need, and at the end of the day, they would help to look for jobs for you. Then you can now do your interview with the company. Then once they are okay with the way you did the interview and they are satisfied with you, then they can assign the certificate of sponsorship to you. So that is for the care work. Guys, please listen carefully. You need to take your time also to know the role you are coming here to the UK to do as a care worker. Under this care worker thing, we have different roles. We have the support worker, we have the domiciliary care, we have a living care. We have a whole lot under this care work. So you have to know the one you are coming to do. And don't just be in a haste and like, I want to come to the UK. Anything I see, at the end of the day, you won't even find it funny by the time you get here. So you need to take your time and know what you're coming to do. Know the perfect one. I can't talk about each of these types of role under the care work today. Maybe I'm going to talk about it another time. If you want me to talk about those roles, you can just let me know. Yeah. So in order not to keep you all um waiting and not to make this whole thing boring, because we still need to talk about the nursing side of this thing. So yeah, that is it for the care work process. So now we are going into the nursing part fully. So stay tuned. So we are going into the nursing aspect now. So as a nurse, you want to come down to the UK to work as a registered nurse. Um, it's a very, very easy process, but then it takes time as well. So the things you need to do, you need to also write the IELTS exam, and you also need to write the nursing exam. So this nursing exam is divided into two: the practical aspect and the theoretical exam. The practical exam, you're going to do that one when you get to the UK, while the theoretical exam is going to be done in your country. If you're in Nigeria, any country, I just need to do that. So I'll be using Nigeria as a case study because that's where I'm from. So if you're in Nigeria, you need to do the theoretical part. So before you do this nursing exam, the first thing you need to do is to apply to the NMC here in UK. That's the Nursing and Midwifery Council here in UK. Telling them that you want to join their body, you want to become a registered nurse, and telling them the reason why you want to be registered nurse here in the UK. So I think you're going to pay about £140 for that. Then you now need to do verification with NMC here in Nigeria. So it is NMC here in Nigeria that would forward your details to the NMC in UK, telling them that truly you are a registered nurse. So you're going to pay NMC in Nigeria as well for them to do that verification for you. So once the NMC in UK get that verification, they will now send an email to you telling you that okay, you have been verified, then you are good to go. Then you can now go for the examination. So after you've done your nursing exam and you have passed, then you can now go for your IELTS exam. So you can do your IELTS exam first and do your nursing exam later. It's vice versa. So some people prefer to do the IELTS while some go for the OET, which is more expensive, but people find it easy to do because the questions are streamlined to the nursing profession. But for the IELTS, you need to the overall mark here there is a 7. So in each of the subjects, that is speaking, reading, listening, you need to have like 7 in each of these subject. Then for writing, you're allowed to have 6.5. So if you're having 6.5 in writing, you should know that okay, one of those other subjects you need to have like maybe 7.5, so that by the time they sum everything up, you have that overall mark 7. If you don't understand, you can still reach out to me so I would explain. So some find it difficult to do the IELTS exam, so they go for the OET, which is quite expensive, but then I think they still find it more easier to do. So after you must have done that, you have your nursing exams you've passed, you've done your IELTS as well or your OET exam, then you can now start looking for jobs, applying for job. You can apply for jobs on Indeed, NHS job. You can also check for care homes as well. You apply. So on this platform, you need to have like a supporting statement. On this statement, you're explaining to your employer what you can do, why you're applying for the role, the skills you have, what you're bringing to the company, things like that. It's just like more of like a cover letter if you're applying for a job normally. So you keep editing it like to suit whatever job, whatever company you are applying to or role. So it takes time actually, but then you just keep trying till you get one. So the best thing you can get is to get like an NHS job because there's guarantee that you get full sponsorship, like they make payments for the whole process, your visa, your sponsorship is free and all. Do you get? So if you are lucky enough to get a job in NHS, then you can now go ahead to apply for the visa. Once you want to go for the application, you do the whole process. Then, when you want to pay for the visa fee, they would come in to make the payment. So, NHS, once they give you the job, they will give you your COS, that's the certificate of sponsorship. Then, you also need to do your TB, police clearance as well. Then, you get your degree certificate, your international passport, and yes, just get all those and your document, your license, everything. So you're going to use all of that and to apply for the visa. Then when you want to make payment, the NHS body is going to make the payments for you. And yes, you have to wait for the visa to be out. And once it is out, you are good to go. Then when you get here to the UK, then if you got a job with NHS, they are going to make arrangement of how you are going to do the remaining part of the exam. That's the practical aspect. Remember, you did the theoretical aspect in Nigeria, so you do the practical aspect in UK. Yeah, but if you came in via care home, and you might have to just run it yourself, and that I mean the funding, you might have to do it yourself. So I think that's basically it for the nursing parts. All these things I've said is not something that will just happen. It takes time, but dedication. And when you put your mind to it, you will just see that it's very easy to do. I think nurses are even more lucky. They can easily come on like even coming in as a carer. Do you get for nurses once they get to UK, they need to do that practical exam I mentioned earlier. So it is that practical exam that will now make them like a qualified registered nurse here in the UK. So they need to do that exam. And you can do it, I think you can do it about 2 to 3 times. You just need to pass it because if you don't pass it, then you go home, go back to your country, or maybe you can get a job in a care home or something. So that is it basically for the nursing part. So I've talked about the nursing process and the care worker process. So it now depends on you which one you would love to go for. Of course, IT roles there are other IT roles you can apply for. There are IT companies that are actually recruiting as well. It's just always quite difficult for them to sponsor, but we have those that are sponsoring. Everything just depends on how you streamline these things and you're able to look for job um online. So but I just talked about the major ones that are quite popular and are easy to get sponsorship for. Thank you very much for joining me today. And if you have any question, please do not hesitate to drop your questions in the comment section, or you can come to me um privately to my WhatsApp. This my WhatsApp number will be displayed on the screen. You can chat me up, and yeah, I'll give you more details because trust me, there's some things I can't even talk about here. And so if you need more details, you can just reach out to me. Thank you very much. And please, once again, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. I love you guys so much. See you in my next video. Bye, guys.